everybody, and welcome to day one of our 4 days of April releases. And we're starting it off with the uber cute set from Roberto called Birthday Candles. And you have numbers 1 through 9, 0, and then you have a bunny with just a candle. So I made a card where I wanted to do 1, 2, 3, happy birthday to you. Because, standard would be using the number of what the birthday is going to be, like if they're 11 or 40 or whatnot. So I wanted to change it up a little bit and show how you can use the set a little bit different. So I started out by cutting out my pieces using our slimline dies. I used just the regular slimline die, and then I used the scallop slimline die, like on this red paper. One thing I do suggest when you're using slimline dies is to tape the die down to the paper before you cut it out. Because you're going to, if you have a cuddle bug, you're going to have to run it through twice. And if you don't tape it down, there's a chance it'll shift. And yes, I've had that happen. So make sure you tape it down. Just a little bit of Scotch tape will work. So I cut out the third layer, which is white, and then I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the card. Now I did cut out the actual base of the card off screen, and I just cut that with red, and it's just a little bit smaller than the scalloped slimline die. I'm attaching all the cardstock together using art glitter glue. Now I just picked that up off of Amazon. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Distress Oxide Squeezed Lemonade on the white cardstock. And I just lightly went around all the edges just to give it a little bit of some color to it. Because on the numbers 1, 2, 3, 1 is red, 2 is orange, and 3 is yellow. So I wanted to make sure that it all coordinated really well. I'm just going around it really lightly, adding that yellow to it, which unfortunately you can't see really well in this or in the finished card, but in real life you can see it really well. And then I'm just going to go ahead and also attach this to the stack of cardstock using the art glitter glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and get 1, 2, and 3 cut out with the outline dies that you can purchase separately. And here you can see all the different numbers and how I colored them up. And I colored them for our website labels. So I've got everything cut and ready to go here. So I'm just laying it out how I want it. And I'm going to use the sentiment from the set called Happy Birthday to You. And it's a pretty big sentiment because when I was getting the set ready, creating the set, I thought this would be a perfect set to use on slimline cards. So I go ahead and I needed like circles or something to go in between the 1, 2, and 3 because you don't want it to be like 123 years old. So I just used a heart die that I had and cut it out in that pretty yellow color. And then I added foam tape to the back of all the numbers because I wanted it to give it a little bit of a three-dimensional look on the card. So because the numbers have the foam tape and are dimensional, when I do the happy birthday to you, I go ahead and add 2 layers of foam tape so it really stands out from the card. So I'm just trying to get it so that they're nice and evenly spaced because, on the number 1 you have the horse on the right, but then on the number 2 you have the bear on the left. So I just go ahead and get them placed right, and then I'm adding just the heart to the 2 of them, and then I'll add the other heart between the 2 and the 3 later in the video. So April 4th is CC Designs 14th birthday. I released my very first stamps April 4th of 2007. And I still remember that release like it was yesterday. The release was at 8 o'clock at night. And at the time we were living in Tennessee. And just before the release, I think it was like 30 minutes before the release, we had a horrible thunderstorm come through. And so I wasn't even sure if I was going to get to release on time, but fortunately we did. So this whole release, the April release, is all birthday images, whatnot, and you always need birthday cards. So this is always one of my favorite releases every year. So join us tomorrow because we have some little kids to preview. So I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Bye.